All right, hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are diving into all natural ways to boost libido. And when I say that, I mean specifically for women.
Okay, yeah.
So we're going deep on natural remedies to enhance female libido and wellness. And this is from Get Off the Meds, a website.
Interesting.
I know, right? Super interesting website. So we're going to find out what actually works. And some of them, I got to say, some of these remedies, they're a little surprising.
Yeah, what I thought was really interesting about this source was that it really emphasizes a holistic approach.
Oh, okay.
So we're not just looking at one thing, right? We're not just looking at hormones.
Right.
It's really saying, your libido is affected by your hormones, your stress levels, blood flow, all of it kind of works together.
Okay, so that makes sense. So let's start talking about some of these specific remedies. And the first one that I really want to touch on is Maca Root.
Okay.
And I've heard about this as an adaptogen.
Yes.
But what does that mean? Like, what does that actually do in the body?
Okay, so adaptogens, basically, they help your body deal with stress.
Gotcha.
So if you think about it as like building resilience.
Mm-hmm.
So Maca specifically, it's thought to regulate a specific system in your body, the HPA axis.
Oh, okay.
It stands for hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is like your central stress response system.
Gotcha.
So by bringing that into balance, by regulating it, Maca can help lower cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone.
So it's not just like this vague, I feel less stressed.
Exactly.
It's actually like impacting a system
Yes.
in the body.
Interesting. And, high cortisol levels are not good for us.
No.
In general.
For many, many reasons.
And when we're talking about libido, chronically high cortisol can actually get in the way of hormone production and just sap your energy.
Right, because if you're in fight or flight mode all the time,
Yeah.
you're probably not thinking about, getting busy.
Exactly.
So that makes sense. Okay, so we talked about Maca Root. What about ashwagandha?
Oh, yes, ashwagandha. That's another one that targets stress.
Oh, okay, interesting. I actually, I've taken ashwagandha before
Yeah.
to help me sleep. And I definitely noticed that it made me feel a lot more calm.
Yes.
So how does it work for stress reduction?
So ashwagandha interact with what are called GABA receptors in the brain.
Hmm.
And GABA is a neurotransmitter that makes you feel relaxed, reduces anxiety.
Interesting.
So by enhancing that GABA activity, ashwagandha basically creates this sense of calm, and it reduces how you perceive stress.
So it's not just like a placebo effect.
Right.
There's actual things happening.
Yes, there's a physiological mechanism at play.
Okay, interesting.
And so you said you took it for sleep, but these effects, this calming, stress-reducing effect, it can help create the mental and emotional space for desire.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's move on and talk about something that might, directly impact hormones.
Okay.
And one that comes to mind is fenugreek,
Yes.
which, I know that's considered an aphrodisiac.
Mm-hmm.
What's the science behind that?
So fenugreek has these compounds in it called saponins, and saponins have been shown they have like a mild estrogenic effect.
Oh.
So obviously estrogen is really important for female sexual desire and response.
Of course, yeah.
So by supporting healthy estrogen levels, it is thought that fenugreek can actually increase libido.
So it's not just an old wives' tale.
Exactly.
So there's something behind it.
There's scientific evidence to support its traditional use.
Interesting. Okay, so here's one that I think our listeners are really going to be happy to hear about.
Okay.
Dark chocolate.
Yes.
Tell me that there is a link between chocolate and libido.
There is.
Oh, okay, good.
So dark chocolate, and specifically we're talking about the kind with at least 70% cocoa.
Okay.
It has this compound in it called phenylethylamine, or PEA.
Oh, PEA.
Yes.
Okay.
And PEA, basically, it triggers the release of dopamine in your brain,
Interesting.
which is a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward.
So that feeling of bliss, like
Yes.
when you eat chocolate,
Exactly.
it's actually doing something.
It's impacting your brain chemistry.
Wow, okay.
And so, more research needs to be done, but there is a theory that this dopamine boost can enhance your mood, reduce stress, and potentially, increase your receptivity to sexual stimulation.
So it's not like a direct aphrodisiac,
Right.
but it kind of puts you in that mood?
It creates a more favorable internal environment, so to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so another thing that I want to touch on is blood flow.
Yes.
Because good circulation is essential for, just overall health, but it also plays a role in sexual response, right?
Absolutely.
So something like pomegranate juice,
yes.
which is known to be good for blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do? So are we talking about increased sensitivity?
Exactly. So pomegranate juice is full of antioxidants, right?
Yes.
And these antioxidants support the production of nitric oxides in the body.
Mm-hmm.
And nitric oxide is what helps blood vessels relax and widen.
Gotcha.
So it improves blood flow to all areas, including the genitals.
Oh, okay.
So this can lead to more sensitivity and more intense arousal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we've talked about stress reduction. We've talked about hormonal balance. We've talked about blood flow. What else is there?
Well, let's talk about Ayurvedic herbs.
Oh, okay.
So there's one called Shatavari.
Okay.
And Shatavari is actually known for being really good for female reproductive health.
Okay.
It can support hormonal balance, enhance libido, and even promote vaginal health.
Oh, wow. So it's a multitasker.
Yes, it really is.
Okay.
And then we have ginseng,
Okay.
specifically Panax ginseng.
Okay.
And this is recommended a lot because it's very energizing and it boosts your mood.
Okay.
So that feeling of vitality, being energized, mental clarity,
Right.
that can actually translate into greater sexual desire.
So it's like, if you're not feeling good and you're tired,
Yeah,
it's probably not going to happen.
exactly. Ginseng can really help combat fatigue and, enhance your mental focus.
Right.
So you're in a more positive and receptive mindset when it comes to sex.
That's interesting. So again, it's like that mind-body connection.
Yes.
You can't just focus on one or the other.
It's all connected.
You got to focus on both.
Exactly.
Okay, so another one that I've always been really curious about is saffron.
Oh, yes.
It's so exotic, and it just has this kind of mystical quality to it.
I know. It's a fascinating spice.
Yeah?
It's been used for centuries as an aphrodisiac.
Wow.
And modern research has actually suggested that it could boost your mood because it impacts neurotransmitters in your brain.
So it's not just like this romantic ritual
Right.
of like soaking saffron strands in warm milk. It's
Exactly.
actually doing something.
There's a chemical basis for its effects.
Interesting. Okay, so let's round this out
Okay.
with two more. Avocado
Yes?
and cloves.
Interesting.
Okay, so avocado, I always think about it as being a good source of healthy fats.
Mm-hmm.
How does that play into libido?
So healthy fats are super important for hormone production,
Oh, okay.
including estrogen.
Right?
And avocado is packed with healthy fats.
Yes, it is.
So it can support your estrogen levels and even contribute to increased vaginal lubrication.
Okay, so we're literally talking about things running smoothly.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, and what about cloves? Because that one is interesting to me.
So cloves are known for their, warming and stimulating properties.
Okay.
They can increase blood circulation,
Okay, yeah,
which we've already talked about, can enhance sensitivity.
right.
They're also thought to be aphrodisiacs,
Interesting.
but more research is needed on that.
Of course, yeah. Well, we've covered so much today.
We have.
From Maca Root all the way to cloves. It's incredible how many natural options there are out there.
It is, and while all of these natural remedies can be super helpful, it's always important to consult with a healthcare professional to determine what's best for you.
Absolutely, because everyone is different. What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly.
And it's all about, personal needs and preferences. So there you have it. We just unpacked some really fascinating insights, I think, into natural remedies for boosting libido and enhancing sexual wellness. I hope this deep dive has left you feeling empowered and inspired to explore what resonates with you on your own journey to well-being.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next day.
Bye.
Bye.